Today again, wow, we're in the presence of greatness. A man who's driven motor cars at high speeds with no tickets. A professional through and through, who have written his history in the motor industry. A renowned professional motorsport advocate for diversity. Molo Mfundi, molo Terry.
Molo kunjani mhlekazi?
Siphilile khonto.
Hayi noko mandithe inkosi.
Man.
Lento unisondelise apha sikwazi ukuthetha.
Sithethe njengamadoda.
Ngelamadoda zange yenzeke lento yenzekayo ngoku.
Ebomini bakho.
Ilungile ndiyayithanda gqitha.
Inkosi kakhulu. Sizawuthetha ngawe. Sithethe ngempumelelo yakho, your successes kumotor sport. Le ndoda izalwe phi man? Uvela phi? uTerry Moss ngubani? Uzalwa ngubani? Uvela phi? Ngubani utatakhe? Ngubani umamakhe?
Mna ndakhulela kulaa ndawo kuthiwa kuseGqugesi.
eGqugesi.
Ngapha kweBhofolo.
Oh madoda, Fort Beaufort.
Wemphofu ipha phezulu yona yabona. Ezinye indawo ezipha kufuphi yintilini kawezo indawo ezinjalo. Kodwa mna ngoku ndomncinci mhlawumbe iminyaka 6, 7, 8 umsebenzi wami ubeqhuba inqwelo kadonki. Kadonki ke ngoku.
Imbongolo.
Ewe, utata wam nomama benevenkile. Ke ngoku kuthengiswa isonka nemilimili nento enjalo yabona. Mna ke ngoku neetshomi zam kaloku bezidibene pha. Silayishe kule nqwelo yedonki siyothumela entilini nakawezo nendawo enjalo. So ifaka emzini. Emzini kakuhle. Yiloo ndawo ndikhuleke kuyo kodwa nesikolo esi.
Ufunde pha?
Efunde pha. Kodwa isikolo bekukho isikolo kuthiwa yiDidmington. Isikolo yabaXhosa. Thina abahlophe ke ngoku sityhalele kwenye indawo.
Nohlulo.
Zohlule kodwa itshomi zam ziphaya.
NgamaXhosa.
NgamaXhosa. Ndaqala ngothetha isiXhosa ukhula kwam.
Ukhula kwakho.
Ewe. Ke ngoku esam isikolo besiyi-12 thina.
Eklasini?
Eklasini. Hayi not iklasi isikolo.
Isikolo sonke? Niba yi-12? 12. Iklasi yi-1 okanye ziiklasi?
Hayi, iklasi toti ngo-standard 5. Kodwa mna ndimane ndixelela abantwana bam ku-standard 1 bendiphume number 1 bendimnye qha kulaa klasi. Yabona.
So uwedwa ku-standard 5 akukwazi uba ngu-number 2 uba nguwe wedwa.
Wedwa. Ititshala umama usefamily yam ititshala.
Akunangapasi.
Akuvelanga phandle ibinjalo ngelo xesha. Kodwa ke ngoku intsimbi ibetha apha ngoku esithubo sika-1 ne. Ndiyabaleka ndinxibe imbhombo apha entanyeni. Sifuna udubula intaka kaloku itshomi zam isikolo. Udubula intaka.
Nezitshomi zakho.
Kodwa itshomi zam zihlele ezantsi ngoku isikolo zakho zikwelica.
Kwelica nohluliyo.
Zohlukene. Ndibaleke ndinxibe iingxowa zam nesonka ezitshekileyo ndibagcinele.
Oh man.
Sibaleke siye pha sidibane sozingela intaka. Sigoduke ngelo hlobo.
Ngelo hlobo. Awusakhumbula amagama abo?
Laa nto ifani zabo Ngontsi. Bakhulela kwelaa cala eNgontsi. Umlungwana. Unomenzu. Unore. Umzwakhe. Uthobile. Hayi bebaninji.
Zitshomi zakho zonke.
Zitshomi zam sibetha amahlamvu pha emlanjeni. Ewe kaloku.
Umnandi.
Sibethana pha ngamahlamvu. Hayi yabona ibe ntle loo nto gqitha. Ibe ntle gqitha.
Xa ukhula naba bantu ukhula nabo, engqondweni yakho ucinga uba yayikhona into edibene nokuqhuba imoto?
Hey, yabona la genge ndikhule nabo besirafu kakuhle. Besingoyiki into. Yabona nxa ubethana ngamahlamvu nangenduku ayikho into oyoyikayo. Ezimbanje nathi inhloko into enjalo yabona. Bawukhule ngela hlobo kaloku ungabe i-captain ye-Springboks.
Ubenamandla.
Ubenamandla. Kodwa ngelo xesha bekunzima yohlukene ngelo xesha lethu langoku.
Akufani nangoku.
And abantwana abanoyenza laa nto besiyenza ngelo hlobo besiyenza thina.
Benithandana.
Besithandana, sidibene.
Nihloniphene.
Ba ukhona omnye ufuna ukulwa nawe, yonke laa genge iphaya ithe ufuna ntoni, yabona?
Injalo.
Ke ngoku ukumka kwam standard 5 ndathunyelwa eMonti ke mna ndaya esikolweni eMonti. Bona batsheka pha simane sibhala ileta ngela xa istamp ibiyi-half a cent of itiki andisayilibala. Fake istamp uyithumele ithatha 2-3 weeks iphinde ibuye. Sithetha nangela hlobo uba iifowuni bezingekho ngelo xesha. Ndathi akhulela njalo ke mna ke yile nto ngaphambili ndaphinda ndadibana no-Chops sophinda sithethe nayo.
Sizawuthetha ngo-Chops.
Ke ngoku uChops ke ibingayo i-racing drive, ibingathi ngumntana wam, yabona. Ibihambe njalo ke.
Ifamily yakho ngowedwa umntana kokwenu okanye nani wawunazi brothers? Ngoba xa ndijonga le family yakokwenu, ne? Le family yeMoss. Yabona i-driving athi niyiqale ngo-1958 phaa kude.
Besiba-5
kokwenu.
Intombi ezimbini, inkwenkwe ezintathu. Ke ngoku sitsheke sibabini ngoku.
Babini.
Usister wam nami batshekileyo. Kodwa bonke sakhulela kweso sithubo.
Bakwazi uthetha isiXhosa?
Abanye bayakwazi. Usister wam ukhona kwelicala uyakwazi yena lo lungaphansi kwam.
Usemva kwakho.
Uyasithetha. Nami isiXhosa bendizilibele kodwa siyabuya ngoku.
Siyabuya ngoba ubuyele phaa eMpofu.
Ubuyele eMpofu. Bendibuye bendifuna uthenga indawo phaya kulaa ndawo kuthiwa yi-Catberg Golf Estate phaa phezulu. Hey, ubuya kwam phaa ndathi hayi mani ezifama ezidlakadlaka eziphaya. Ndangena ndathetha nabantu phaya eBelfo. Bathi hayi ukhona indawo, ndaphinda ndathenga indawo ngoku ndiyalungisa kwelaa cala, siyayivusa laa ndawo. Siyazama uyivusa, ewe.
Kukho icuba kuthiwa elifakwe engxoweni kuthiwa yi-Cat River. Ikhumbula sasiyikhaba laa nto siyifake sidlale ngayo i-Cat River. Iphuma phaa le nto, ivela phi le Cat River?
Yabona laa cuba, laa ngxowa ibingxowa emhlophe, ingathi i-string.
Yes,
uyitsale. Ke ngoku ingathi ibedeka. Ke ngoku yona ibithengiswa ngaphetsheyo. Nendawo ezi-England nendawo enjalo. Yakhulelwa phaa kulaa Cat River Valley, Cat River,
Cat River, yes.
Cat River. Ifactory ibiphaya eBelfo. Kodwa ngoku ayisakhona.
Icuba lalithunyelwa phesheya lisuke eBhofolo.
Suke eBhofolo laphume bekho i-steam train.
Yes.
Phume eBhofolo inyuke ilayishe onke neenkomo neebhokhwe necuba phaa phezulu. Ihle nayo ibiphuma ngelo hlobo. Bingekho i-transport zetraka nento enjalo, ibiyi-train.
Train qha. Ikhwele nonke nezo nkomo apho nihambe.
Ewe sonke. Hey, hayi bintle, ezamini bezinhle qithi. Hayi bezinhle qithi.
Now, mna, how I started, loving motorsport was by driving his Dana. As
a truck carriage.
Yes, could be stand or wire. I drive it. How did you start? How did you start driving? Who influenced you?
I started in the same way because I loved what we call draadkarretjies.
Yes.
And we used to make our own ones. We used to use the caps of Polystons for the wheels.
Yes.
Hoe vak jy tolietje, ne?
Ndiyabona. Yes.
Vak is pengi renza ma weer.
Yes.
Benemoto, omnye chef, omnye Ford.
Utshintsha ngomlomo vum vum vum.
The other way that I did start, we used to race horses.
Oh yes.
We used to race donkeys, and we used to race donkey carts.
Okay.
Now, the donkey carts was where I actually had a very big accident. My first accident was on a donkey cart. And not many people know this, and I'm not too proud of it. But it happened. We used to go and hunt dassies at the dassie grounds in Bila.
In Bila.
We were racing 2 donkey carts.
Yeah.
And the one right-hand corner was sort of like a right-hander. There was an anthill there.
Oh.
Nanom zwake sequele kake intabus is bambila salberta. As we took a right-hander, the wheel touched the anthill.
The anthill.
And it went like that, and it tipped.
Yeah.
And the donkey cart fell on top of us.
Sure.
We couldn't get out. And Nori, he was sitting next to us. He flew and he ended up in a thorn tree. He was stuck in a thorn tree shouting, "Net, net, net," and we were underneath the donkey cart crying.
Underneath, the one is on top of a thorn tree.
And the donkeys were turned upside down.
Yeah.
So even when he came out the tree, we were able to get out, but our heads were swollen and there were hair all over. We were badly hurt. What was a nyamasela? And they had a little knife. Nori had a little knife that he cut the rimpies so we could get the donkeys back.
Yes.
And then eventually we joined everything and we went back home with the donkey. And when I got home, and my mother looked at me,
Shambok.
See, that's what it went to. So that was, I always had that competition in me.
Yes.
And in 1962, 61, 62, I was at the East London Grand Prix circuit.
Yes.
And Formula One used to come to South Africa those days. And for us, it was something very new.
A big thing.
It was a very big thing.
Yeah.
And there was a guy by the name of Sterling Moss, who was a very distant family of mine from England.
Yes.
He was racing there. He was a world-renowned Formula One racing driver.
I can recall when I looked at his history, he won the Le Mans race in 1958.
Yeah.
That's the guy.
That's the guy.
He was, is Moss also his surname?
Yeah, that's him.
Sterling Moss.
Yes. Now, when I stood there and I looked at these cars, I thought, I think I call by Hamlet.
Yo.
God, there I was, not So that all of that, I think, initiated, together with the competitive spirit that I had. For some reason, I just wanted to become a champion.
It triggered a desire to be a driver, motorsport driver.
It's like a burning desire.
Yes.
But it's also more than that. It's a desire to achieve above everyone else or anyone else.
Yes.
And the way I had to get there, it wasn't like they get there today. I had to prepare my own cars. I bought my own car in the scrapyard. I built it. I built the engines. I did everything. So there was the driving part, but there was the engineering part. And I did both. And I was the tow truck driver and all of that. So I had to do everything myself.
Let me call you MacGyver. You know the series MacGyver?
Yeah.
The guy who could do everything.
Not as bad as MacGyver. But that's how it started. So it started with a a large amount of passion.
Oh, yeah.
There was a lot of passion. And there was a will to win and a will to achieve. You've got to be driven. We call it driven by passion.
Yes.
And that's how it was.
Yeah. Remarkably, your first race. Now, you've seen Sterling coming to South Africa in East London, and then you were barefooted, sitting and watching, wanting to drive his car. And then you started your own, you built your own car.
Yes.
When did you start racing?
Okay, I started racing much later than 1962. Well, not much later, 1980. I think it was 79 or 80 that I started racing with an old Ford Capri.
I remember that car.
Yeah.
It was built here in Stonebridge.
In Uitenhage.
In Uitenhage, yeah, the Ford Capri.
Yeah, it was built in Uitenhage.
Did you customize it, or you?
No, we had to customize.
Customize it, yes.
What happens? You take out all the heavy parts in it. You only got a single seat. The engine gets modified and redone. Because prior to that, I actually did an apprenticeship.
Oh yeah.
And I studied engineering. So that it became easier for me because what I wanted to do anyway, and I wanted to prove performance. So I just wanted to achieve. I mean, I can remember living in a flat here in Summerstrand, and there was a little single garage, and I built the car there.
Inside that garage.
Inside that garage, and
normally at night when everybody's sitting,
1 o'clock
sleeping.
in the morning, I'm still working there in the garage, and 8 o'clock I must be at work. But the biggest problem was the people in the flats didn't like the noise of the angle grinder, so I picked up a lot of hassles. So there, look, it was quite a rough experience. But in 1980, I think my first race, I ended about third or fourth. But I didn't have money for tires and all those kind of things, so you just made do with what you had. And then later, I think it was 82, 83 and 84, I won the Eastern Cape and Border Championship. But also by 1984, I was already earmarked for the Volkswagen family racing drivers.
Oh, yeah.
My very first, the guy who gave me my biggest opportunity in the beginning in 1984 was Alan Taverner from Embassy Volkswagen those days.
I know, yes.
Yeah, and I drove for Alan for 1 or 2 years.
Wow.
We had some very special moments in Cape Town. I'll tell you more about that because that's a story.
Yes. You came in when Cyril van Merwe was the man.
Well, Cyril van Merwe was probably the man at Volkswagen.
Oh, yeah.
And then Volkswagen had Chris Aberdeen, Michael Briggs.
Yes.
They were junior drivers. Jeff Mortimer was renowned.
Yes.
They were driving the Volkswagen factory cars. And that's what makes it so special for me. Because earlier on, well, it wasn't earlier, it was later, there was a category called Group 1.
Yes.
And the factory cars at Elder Scribante were parked on the grid. And I was still racing my Capri then, which is not the same category.
Yes.
And my today's wife had a Jetta GLI. There was a square Jetta, the old Jetta GLI.
Yes.
So the desire was so strong that I quickly, on that day, I bought tires. I took a loan.
Oh, man.
And I bought tires, and I put my wife's car on there after doing some tuning and tricks on it. And here were the factory boys sitting with their long gloves up to here. I think I just had mechanics gloves on. Anyway, they let me race. And by lap 1, I was leading the race. They were all behind me.
Wow.
Yeah, they were all behind me. It took them about 6 or 7 laps.
To catch up.
To catch up, and only one of them caught up to me.
Yeah.
Jeff Mortimer. The problem was I had a shopping car that I was racing with, if you know what I mean. They had well-tuned factory cars.
Factory
where
cars.
The cambers were adjusted
Yes,
and everything
yes,
was right.
yes.
I didn't have time for all of that. So
Yeah.
the car would wear the tires incorrectly and it got a little bit slower towards the end.
Yeah.
But the fact that I did
You did
that day,
Yeah.
and the directors of Volkswagen were all sitting there and watching this. And of course, I didn't want to give up the position in a hurry.
Yeah.
So it ended up in a little bit of bashing and barging and bashing.
Yeah, you hit each other.
Hit each other,
with,
And now my wife's car, all four doors were dented. The
Oh,
back
man.
bumper was hanging off. The front bumper was hanging off. So
and the wife was watching. There goes my car.
But I must say that the management at Volkswagen South Africa were kind enough to give me all the new parts to repair the car again. And it wasn't long after that I was pulled into the factory to drive for the factory team. I think it was 85, 86, just after 86. I was pulled into the factory team. That all happened after, I have to tell you this, the press. We were having a press launch at Embassy Volkswagen.
Yeah.
And there was a guy by the name of Peter Wise. I don't know if you know.
I know him very well.
Yeah, Peter Wise.
From VW.
Yeah. And then there was the manager from Shell.
Mm.
And I was now going to take these clients on the highway and back up through and back to Embassy Volkswagen.
Yeah.
And they're in the car, Peter Wise, and we're going down the highway and we take the off-ramp, the north end off-ramp.
Yeah.
And I go for brakes, there's no brakes.
Aye, man. No,
I
don't tell.
Yo, talk, I don't know.
Kuba mehlo angaka.
So anyway, I still remember because Peter was in the passenger seat.
These are executives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So executives,
big guys.
Yeah, they had their seatbelts.
Seatbelts.
I held him with my arm here.
Yeah.
Because I was worried it'd fall onto me because I knew we were going to crash.
Yeah.
But I managed to pull up a handbrake and put the car sideways. So the back of the car went along the Armco railings.
Yeah.
The wheels were flat, the car was damaged. Next week, Saturday, was a big motorsport event in Cape Town.
Oh.
It was BMW versus Volkswagen. And I've just crashed a brand new 20-valve, 16-valve Golf. Cavanagh.
Yeah.
Well, from there, we took it straight to the panel beaters. Besides being so embarrassed, it was a joke. Anyway, we took it straight to panel beaters. I think it was Alan Howe's or John Howe's panel beaters or something.
Yeah.
But we worked into the night. We worked the Sunday. We worked Sunday night. Wednesday night, we're still not finished. So we just sprayed the back of the car white. And it's supposed to have different colors at the back. And it was still a little bit skew.
Sure.
If you drive behind it, you could see it was a little skew. Anyway, there's a very big motorsport event in Cape Town at Killarney Racetrack. I think it was the debut of the 325i Shadowline BMW.
Sure.
But it was also the debut of the 16-valve Golf.
Oh, yes.
So, and there were like 44 cars in the grid. It was a very big event. Both companies' directors are all sitting there. It's high pressure. Volkswagen had their 4 drivers, their factory drivers, and there I was, a lone ranger in the Embassy Volkswagen from Epai.
Epai, kwindawo zonke.
Epai. Sivele emnyameni. Kodwa.
Siyabalekisa imoto.
So the race got started and it was slightly dampish.
Oh, yes.
After about 4 or 5, I was only about 8th or 9th on the grid. After about 4 or 5 laps, I was behind Sarah van der Merwe. Then I thought to myself, I can't stay here forever. Now,
Yeah.
I've got a lot of respect for him because he's older than me.
Yes. Indoda akudala iqhuba indala. Ikwekwendala.
Ikwekwendala. Ayoluphelanga kwendala.
Yaqhuba.
Anyway, I followed him and down the back straight, I outbraked him and passed him, but he didn't like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Sarel doesn't take kindly to anyone passing him.
Yeah.
Anyway, the next lap he pushes me. His car was faster than mine. He pushes me down the back straight. And he let me go so late, I thought I was going to end up in Cape Town Harbour. But I managed to use all the tricks with the handbrake, and I got through the bottom corner. To cut a long story short, I got past the other drivers, and on the last lap, there was a guy, a well-known guy. He actually raced with Sarel in America, I think, and he also raced at Le Mans. His name is Graham Duxbury.
Yeah.
Graham Duxbury was in the 325i, it was one of the Winfield BMW.
Yeah.
On the last lap, sharp corner going in towards the checkered flag, I saw the BMW's rear end go out a little, just a little bit. That I had not a chance.
Jangenango.
Nou fucking baan toe.
Bagat.
I just touched him a little. I think I touched him a little bit.
Yeah, and then...
And the BMW spun out and was out the way, and I won that big event that
was
day.
big. That was big for you.
That was a big one for us. And I think it was after that the factory decided they need to get me. I'm homegrown anyway.
Yeah.
They need to get me into the team. And from there, I drove a few 16-valve Golfs. And in 1991, I started driving the Audi Quattros.
The Quattro.
Yeah, the Quattro. I took Sarel's job at Volkswagen.
Yes.
He went to Ford, and then I drove his Quattro there. And that's where more of a professional motorsport started, was there in 91, yeah.
Quattro.
Quattro, yeah.
Quattro, what a car. What a handsome car.
Yes.
A powerful car. I once drove it.
Okay.
I once drove a Quattro from here to East London.
Okay.
I won't tell you. In the
our race cars were... Well, the race car that I eventually drove was one of the cars that won the championship in America. It was driven by the name of Jan Joachim Stuck.
Yeah.
He drove the car in America, and they conquered everything in America.
Sure.
So when they were finished with those cars, they came to South Africa. And then I drove that for 2 or 3 years. Then they built us new Quattros, which we raced against Mazda and Ford and Chev and the likes thereof. So that was the beginning of the big motorsport. But up until 89, somewhere around there, from 80, it was 9 years of hard slog where I had to put in my own energy.
And your own money.
My own money, yeah.
And the sacrifices your wife made, the love of your life.
Yeah.
Your wife.
Yeah. No,
you know, can you tell her support to you, because it meant a lot.
Yeah.
You know, and you know the sacrifices she made. You know,
well,
with you taking her car, you know, ramming it, smashing it, you know, and all kind of things. Definitely, she's a remarkable woman.
Well, that's probably why we're still married today. You know, I think we're now 40 years.
Congratulations.
40-something years that we're now married. She's a special woman for sure. She backed me all the way. She still does. Although I think sometimes she thinks I'm a little mad. But I explained to her, when you come from a place called Lower Blinkwater.
And the Bofolo.
Yeah,
Bofolo, there's a mental hospital in Bofolo. So she must understand. Yeah.
So yeah, going up until then, anyone who wants to do anything in life, it doesn't happen easy.
No.
It doesn't come on a plate.
Yeah.
It's not given to you on a hand, or it's not supposed to be. But you got to work at it. You got to put in more than you need to.
Yeah.
To get the rewards. Always be happy with less of a reward than what you put in. If you got that attitude, you will succeed in anything.
Absolutely.
In anything.
Talking about awards, I see now you've got the awards here. Just talk us through that one, the first one.
Okay, this first one here was a celebrity event in 2009. I'd been longing for this race my whole life, basically. I've always wanted that. Because there we had all the top racing drivers in the country in that race. Volkswagen supplied all the cars. They were all equal, like same cars, same tires, same everything. And we had drivers like Geneel de Villiers, who was the Dakar driver
Rally,
with Toyota. Sarah van der Merwe, Jeff Mortimer, Glenn Hall, Jannie Habik. I think there were 15 of us in that. And I hadn't been driving cars for quite a long time. Because when I stopped racing, I stopped altogether and I became a team. I developed a team, which we'll tell you later. My racing team was probably more successful than I was.
I'm going to come to them.
You know what I mean? So, and then the first race, I think I came third or fourth or second even, I can't remember. But the second race, I really had a bit between my teeth, and it was wettish, not wet.
Yeah.
I was lying about 8th.
Yes.
I came right through all of them, and I went to catch Geneel de Villiers, who was leading the race by a long way. I passed him, and in 3 laps, I must have pulled at least a quarter lap on him. So I proved what I wanted to prove to everyone that was there that day. And that's why I sit with this trophy that says, first Celebrity Challenge Killarney.
Wow. Killarney is in Cape
United.
Town.
So
that's the one in Cape Town.
That Cape Town,
That's Cape Town one.
The Cape Town one.
Yeah.
So that was good. It was good for me to know that I could still drive.
Yeah.
And that I had the best there. And I was able to beat most of them in that particular race in adverse weather conditions.
Yes. Talking about conditions, there's a special story about this one. Is that the rhinoceros?
Yeah, rhinoceros.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah, this rhinoceros, there's actually 3 of them. This is the smallest one.
Oh, yeah.
This has been my mascot when I started driving for Audi. Those of you that know the Audi Quattro, it's a sure-footed vehicle, 4-wheel drive and all that. And I always equated it to sort of like a rhinoceros.
Yeah. Grinding.
Yeah. So wherever I raced, my little rhinos went with me.
Oh, yeah.
And I was to put them on the roof. But there's one special event. I was invited to Belgium, the track called Spa-Francorchamps. There was an international event there. There were 2 half-hour races. The local drivers, in their local championship, they drove the first race. But they invited international drivers to drive the second race. And what we scored in the second race would be allocated to the championship in the local Belgian championship.
Yes.
And the Audi in Belgium was very strong, but of course it's BMW, it's Peugeot, and all of those. And they brought their best drivers in super touring cars those days. I can remember names like Fisichella, the Formula 1 driver, he was in the Peugeot. Johnny Cicotto was BMW. There were some others there, but before the race, and it was my turn, my race to do, but the local press in Belgium said, why didn't they give one of their drivers a
the
chance?
top drivers there.
So after reading the Flemish, which I could understand because of Afrikaans, I understood that these guys maybe don't like me. And that I had to produce.
Yes.
I also decided at the time I've got nothing to lose.
Exceed all expectations.
I couldn't care. So, and Audi had never won at Spa before. The main reason, well, not in touring cars or super touring cars, the main reason being the straights were so long, very long straights. Past the pitch, you go through the Eau Rouge, and you go all the way up to the top, and we run out of steam there, you know. But anyway, before the race, I could see there were clouds in the distance.
Yes.
So I picked up this little oak here, and I held him like this in my arms. But the press there are like I mean, you excite them with anything.
Yes.
They're looking for something to ride.
Yeah.
So I held this here and I looked at the sky and I said, Holo, Holo, go sondelen, voelang, go sondelen. I said, what are you saying? I said, I'm talking to the rain gods.
I'm from Africa.
Yeah, from Africa, talking to the. But the biggest problem is, whilst we were on the grid, it started drizzling.
Oh.
It started drizzling. I couldn't believe it.
Oh, the heavens opened up.
I couldn't believe it. Anyway, the race started. I jumped the start a little bit, but they didn't pick it up. And I went up to second, but they all passed me up the back straight.
Yeah.
And we got to the first right hand at the top, and I fuck. So I can remember physically in the Peugeot, down the back, it's like there's a forest there. It's absolutely beautiful. Down the back, I thought, oh, well, I've come all this way now. What am I now going to come play gentleman here for what?
Yeah.
So I put the wheels on over the curb on the inside and I banged them like that. And you can check in the mirror. So anyway, I got past him eventually. And about 3 laps from the end, I caught up to the BMW driven by Johnny Chicotto. He was leading the race. And there's a left-hand corner before what they call the bus stop. Now, that corner in 6th gear, it's the kind of corner that your foot lifts on its own without you knowing.
Yeah.
Because you never know. It's so fast through there. And then maybe you close your eyes for a little bit. I don't know. But this time, I left my foot flat and I kept my eyes open. And the BMW in front of me was doing the same.
Yeah.
And it went sideways and it hit the wall.
Jeez.
I remember going to visit him in hospital. In next day. But over there.
Were you guys wearing those days? Or you didn't
wearing that.
You're wearing the helmets.
No, very safe. But for them, it's precautionary over in Europe. You get out the car, you go home. We'll check you over, Nikki, teaspoon. So from a little mascot bringing the rain for me.
And a win.
To winning for the first time for Audi there at Spa-Francorchamps.
In Europe?
In Europe, yeah. So it was it was televised over there live in that thing. So it was quite something special, for me to go all that way and do something like that,
Salute you. You are indeed a legend, a true legend. You've produced a team that has done remarkably well. Terry Moore's team. But before that, you identified raw talent. And that has done absolutely great stuff. Chop Sopoka.
Yes, it was around 97. Chop showed the aptitude to be a good driver, race driver. But he found me, which in itself now was very good for me. He was a guy wanting to. And he found me, and there's a long story about how our life unfolded. He came from Kumbu in Transkei. And I met his grandfather. His father had passed on by then. And his grandfather's name was Caleb. And so was my grandfather's name, Caleb.
Caleb, yes.
Yeah, and
it's more biblical.
Yeah, and I had done a trade test with those days, the railways in East London. And I had a room in a place called Duppel Erasmus. And one day I just finished racing there, and I went past this place to go and see my old place. And I walked in there to this room, and I saw the room was full of a lot of black dudes there. But I saw a poster of my car in this room.
Oh, yeah.
But I hadn't met Chops yet, really.
Yes.
Then. But that was Chops' room. I only found out afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I only found out afterwards.
So you were his kind of role model.
Yes.
He aspired to drive.
Yes. But the fact that he actually ended up in the same room where I was 10, 15 years earlier.
Yeah.
You know, it was a bit strange.
Very strange, yeah. Let's
and
call
then-
it fate. Let's call it fate.
Yeah, I'll call it fate. Yeah. And anyway, we moved on. And he called me and I said, come to PE, because anyone that persistent, he wants to do it. There's a desire to do what he wants to do. And he was working in his grandfather's butcher shop at the time in Kumbu. And I actually took a loan out and bought a Polo Cup car at the time. I took a loan on my house. And I bought a white Polo Cup car. That's how much I felt for him.
Oh, man.
But I guess it's not only that, it's got to do with my childhood.
Yes.
If you know what I mean.
Yes.
And just the energy and everything that went with it, I knew, man, yeah, we're going to do something. We're not messing around here. We're not window dressing here.
Yeah.
You with me?
Yes, absolutely.
And we did a lot of testing at Scribanti racetrack. Sometimes I was putting my life at risk, standing next to the track, moving the brake markers, showing him the lines and all of that. So I invested a lot of time, and I guess I also encouraged him mentally, his mental makeup. And from all of that, we went to the first race. It was in East London. It was in a white polo with all power on the side. And it was after that I saw, man, no, there's talent here. We're going to go somewhere here.
This thin young man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it wasn't long, we then went to Cape Town with a trailer and a bakkie, and we went to Cape Town. And he came from, it was raining, and he came from last to win a race.
Sure.
And a lot of the guys that were there, some of my mates there that, now having a black driver there amongst them now for the first time.
Mumbling.
And the one comes to me afterwards, they say, ek moet jou sê, daai driver het my moer toe gery. Now, that was absolutely brilliant for me. It's just what I wanted. I went to Engine Petroleum, who were sponsors in the Volkswagen team. I knew them. And they came up with some budget. And then I ran two drivers, with Chops and someone else from Cape Town, I think Pasquale or one of them. But I eventually went through probably 24 drivers. If you watch Formula One,
I do.
There's a lady on Formula One who does the presentation there.
There's two guys and a lady, always in the middle.
Yeah.
Tallish.
Yes.
Yes.
I just forget her name.
I don't know her name.
I'm getting old.
Yeah.
She came through. I trained her here at PE.
Really?
Yeah, it's Scribanti racetrack.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a Gugu Zulu.
Yeah.
Also.
Gugu. Yes.
Yeah, Gugu. Also Gugu. Philip Kakana.
Yeah.
There's quite a few of them. And I took some of them overseas. We did 24-hour races at Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium. I got a nice joke for you, Chops, on that particular race. The lady, her name is Naomi Schiff.
Yes.
And she's now at F1, and she speaks the most sense out of all of them.
Very analytical.
Yeah.
I listen to her because I follow Formula One, with a passion.
Yeah. No, she's very good. I'm so proud of her. She did karting with us, and we taught her at the Scribanti racetrack in the Formula Volkswagens and all that. Very proud of her. But to cut a long story short, Chop showed this right from the beginning. And with the sponsorship we now had from Engine, we went into Polo Cup. Now, Polo Cup was certainly the fiercest competition at the moment. Sure. There has to be 28, 30, 32 cars on the grid. And they were all top racing drivers. Guys that led world karting championships, Derek Irving, Ian Pepper, Formula 4 champions. It was full of champions in that thing. So I said, Chopper, come, let's take these oaks on.
Yeah.
And we did just that. 2001, 2002, Chops won both years back to back.
Wow, wow.
back to back.
Remarkable.
And the nice stories that we could tell about that was he always had the ability to qualify on pole. But now the problem with that formula is you would have to draw out of a hat afterwards.
Oh, yes.
So the first 6 would draw out of a hat. So you could qualify on pole and end up starting 6th.
6th, yes.
You see. And that, even against all those odds, he won those championships hands down.
Wow.
Then, but he was getting lucky sometimes in drawing pole again.
Oh, yes.
For some reason that maybe we worked it out.
That's a kumbumuti. Kumbumuti.
So they changed the format.
Oh.
They said, no, now we're going to have super pole. You only got 1 lap.
Oh, yeah.
So you go out, 1 lap, super pole. Well, Chops goes out. He qualifies on pole by more than a second.
Sure.
And the other guys behind him are rolling their cars because the tires are still cold. So that didn't work either. But I think Chops, he stamped his authority in a big way there. And then from there on, we went into the Audis. We drove the touring cars in the Audis, which is a lot of power. And he accounted himself very well. Now, look, I'm so proud of him. I want to tell you just quickly about Spa-Francorchamps. It's a 24-hour race. It's called Beetle Cup. It was Nyameko Williams, Chop Sepuka, and Michael Stephen.
Yeah.
I took them over there.
Overseas.
Yes. And it was Chop's turn, 2 o'clock in the morning.
2 o'clock.
He was driving 2 o'clock in the morning. And then the French team, we don't really understand them that well.
Yeah.
They come running to me in the truck, a lot of excitement.
Yeah.
So I said, well, what's the problem? And they said, no, Lita, lights, Chops' lights are not working. So I said, okay. So I said, give me the radio. I'll speak to Chops in the radio. I said, Chops, can you see? He said, yeah. I can see. So I can see. So I said to the team manager, what's the problem? He said, no, dangerous. One light wasn't working. So I said, no, you don't understand. There where Chops come from. No lights.
No lights.
He can see. They looked at me. Oh, Chops carried on, and he was doing the fastest laps, lap after lap after lap. He was by far the fastest on the track.
Merci beaucoup.
Yeah, merci beaucoup. So that was very special, you know. And so we went through a lot of these. Even did karting, and ended up. And today, I mean, Chops is a successful businessman today. From there to where he is today, it's so heartwarming. It's absolutely awesome, you know.
Well, we both love him most. Yeah? I know him very well also, and I've spoken to him several times. We have interviewed him on radio and on television. We've seen what he has done. It's you.
Yeah,
you know,
but I mean,
your DNA has rubbed off him.
Yeah.
If it was not for you, we never would have had that opportunity. Am I right?
Yeah, no, that's probably so. But he had the makeup. He had the mental makeup to push. And I think, you know, we went to a lot of motorsport courts. I was probably the one who's been through more motorsport courts than anyone in this country. Not only for my driving, but for Chops' driving.
Yeah.
And I think he learned a lot from the way we approached things, and the way we did things. And he could see the commitment, because our motorsport was here in Butterfield Road, here in Port Elizabeth. And we used to work till 1 in the morning at the racetracks. We'd sometimes leave 3 in the morning, and we're back at 7 in the morning again. So all of that mentally, I think, rubbed off on him to where he is today, because he's tenacious. And he doesn't let go, and he's honest. He's a clean living soul, really.
He is indeed. Protea, talk to me about acquisition of being a Protea, your team. We're talking about your team now.
Yeah,
With Michael Stephen, né?
that's right.
That's a guy that drove for you now, for your
Yes.
team, and achieved more than, is
Yeah.
it 57 championships or,
Yes.
you know, and all that stuff. Let's talk about that.
Mike was...
Because you've stopped now, you stopped driving. You
Yeah,
hand
I've stopped
over
driving,
to the
yeah.
young ones.
Now-
And then you identify a driver, Michael.
Yeah.
And he does very well for you.
Yeah, Michael was very good for chops as well. There was one thing about in our team and with Mike, because Mike was actually the engineering the car, Chops' car as well. And he was one of the guys who would ensure that Chops, whoever drove with him, because later my son drove with Michael, that the other guy always had top preparation, that he wouldn't see to himself, that he would make sure that whoever is racing in the team with him got the same, if not better, treatment, which was a very, very strong quality. And I think he played a large role in Chops' life as well, working with him for the few years in what we did there. But he was extraordinary, Mike. He did karting. Wherever we went to 5 world finals. You might not know, but I ran a television series for karting for like 7 years in South Africa, the Engine Superkart series.
Sure.
We took a team, I think there were 40 karters in a team, who went to 5 world finals. And if my memory serves correct, we had 2 world champions.
Sure.
Yeah, and Mike was also part and parcel of that. I can remember my son Simon leading the race, and the engine stopped the final. So we've had achievements, we've had disappointments. We know about the pitfalls in life. But Mike was a superstar, and he's even still racing today. Although he's a professional engineer, he still races. He does the odd races overseas in a sports car series there, and he's still showing the guys up on the racetracks. He's very, very, very good, I must say.
That's great. How's your team doing now? Who's the driver at the moment? Because Terry Moss now is a brand.
Yes, it is a brand, but what happened, remember I started in 1980 and it was now 2020, it was 45 years later.
Yes.
In 2019, 2020, I disbanded and sold everything. I don't do any motorsport anymore. I've had to concentrate on my business, and there are many of those that don't know that I was basically the first to pioneer solar power in Africa.
Oh, yes.
1986, I designed the first solar-powered water pump.
Wow.
And I've stuck to that, and today we're one of the big importers of major solar equipment into South Africa.
Yes.
And we are in Port Elizabeth, and many people don't know that.
Not far away, around the corner.
Yeah, around the corner. we also just specialize in irrigation. I've always been on about water and food. Okay. And if we can produce food with solar power, with no Eskom power or no electricity, which is what we specialize, what I do, that's my passion. And I've done many of that. I've taken many agricultural sectors off the grid. They just cannot afford the power bill anymore.
Yeah.
So that's taken over from a motorsport, and I've continued with that. And I'm still working there today. I'm still designing systems, and I'm still selling and doing what I need to do. But it's because of what I enjoy. And the problem, what concerns me is if I have to stop, I might just get old. You know?
Exactly. No regrets in the road you have traveled thus far, from Buffalo to Qumbu, from Qumbu to the spas in Europe. Any regrets?
The only regret is that no one else after me can have such a special time, because the world has changed too much. The cell phones have arrived, the computers have arrived, and those days it was so special. The role of humanity amongst us, the camaraderie amongst us. Not white and this, all of us, we were chommies. Yazi chomi mos.
Akobala.
Akobala, injalo.
Singamadoda.
Amadoda. Nxa ungena pha ebuhlanti kuchelwe kuloo ndawo
Sikinyama.
uthathe ibrand ewe kaloku ibinjalo ke
Udilaqa.
I do not regret it. I think it's so special. And unfortunately, I don't believe many people have ever experienced it from my point of color.
Yeah.
You're with me?
I get you.
And get to know the people's culture makes such a big difference in conversation, in understanding one another, and all of those kind of things. It's a big difference. Often I just said, hey, Mama was a Kai, or Sis was a Kai, and they look at me like that. I said, I was a Kai, hoeveel up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's different. I don't regret it. In actual fact, I think I was very privileged, very fortunate, and very blessed that I was able to travel the road that I did travel. Life is not all about money. Life is about people, relationships, and those that you build along the way, and assisting others when and if and when you can. Those are the things that count in life, definitely.
Termos, here on the Legends Kraal, we salute you. Uyindoda emadodeni. Uliqhongosha. Keep on doing the right thing. We thank you.
I wish I could just keep on doing it forever. And I do keep trying to convince all my friends to do the same thing. And we're getting there. We're a very special country, just remember that.
We are indeed. On the Legends Kraal, you've got a pen there next to you?
Yeah, I got a pen, yeah.
Which one are you going to sign, this one or that one?
Sign this one, yeah.
Sign this one, the Southern flag.
Yeah.
This is very special. This flag is one of those special.
1 is my competition number.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
That was 1991.
Thank you, Terry. And then we'll take a picture holding your hat here.
Yeah.
So that people can know one of these days I'll drive one of your cars. And then, thank you very much, Terry. And keep on putting the best foot forward for our country.
We'll certainly try to do that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Give me my food basket. Yeah, Terry also.